Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I start what I'm going to be talking about in this video, I just want to say I did not expect that video, the last one I posted, to be so long. I ended up like rambling, and I'm going to try to keep this one more concise and like to the point and like stay on topic, because 17 minutes is a long time. Like, I don't usually, that's a lie. I watch people's videos who are like 20 and 30 minutes. I do. But I know some people, they're just trying to get to just watch a little video and, figure out what's going on. So I'm trying to keep this one a lot shorter. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about, you can tell from the title, social anxiety, and being an introvert, and also like getting out of your comfort zone when you are an introvert or have anxiety of some sort or any kind of social awkwardness, basically. So yeah, I never knew what anxiety was. I remember reading the scripture in the Bible where it says be anxious for nothing, and I always looked up anxious, and I just didn't really understand, and I never related that to myself until my boyfriend, who's now my husband, told me, like, he described, I don't know if we were on a date or whatever, and he described what anxiety means to him, and like we were discussing basically weed, like smoking weed and all that kind of stuff. And he was telling me a story of like how the last time he had like basically like a panic attack. And I was like, what is a panic attack? And he was explaining like his anxiety and all this stuff, and he described it as things that make him feel like he's dreaming. Like any of these situations that he gets into where he feels like he's dreaming and he thought he was awake and he can't wake himself up, but he's not asleep, of course. And I was like, wait a minute, I know exactly what you mean. I've never heard it described that way. I've never heard anybody talk about anything like that. So when he said that, I was like, wow, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I didn't know that was anxiety, and I didn't know that was a bad thing. I thought that was just how I lived my life, which is, now that I think about it, it's like really crazy, because he described it kind of like as a negative, and to me it's never been a negative. I always thought it was like, kind of like a cool thing, like a superpower. Like I was telling him way back then, like my junior prom literally was a blur. Like so when he said it made him feel like he was dreaming, I was like, I've had those moments, and I have those moments often where I feel like this is a dream, and I'm just kind of like watching myself go through it. I didn't know that was a panic attack. I didn't know that was anxiety. I didn't know none of that. I thought it was just things that just happened to me, and I didn't know anybody else ever felt like that, because I was telling him like my junior prom was a dream, senior prom literally was a blur. Like I can remember things that happened there, but I felt like it wasn't me. I was just watching myself do these things, and then I was kind of like in a dream like state. And I've always felt like super awkward. I'm like always in my head, like crazy, and to the point where like I hate being late. If I have to walk in, even probably like 2-3 minutes late for anything, like ceremonies. I remember I ran track and stuff in high school, and they used to have like award ceremonies. If I showed up like any amount after the fact, like I like to be the first one walking in, so I can sit down and get to my seat, and everybody else can walk in, and then I can make, they can feel weird walking in, everybody watching them. Some people don't feel like that, but I don't like to walk in when people are already sitting down. I don't like to do that in church. I don't like to do that ceremonies, award ceremonies, anything. I don't like to do that walking in a work late and everybody's already like in the kitchen or anything. I don't like it. I like to be first. Get to my spot, and then I can just wait and like have everything, because I always feel like everybody's watching me, always. Even when I know for a fact, like it's irrational, like I know people are not watching me, I feel like they're watching me, and in my head I'm like, I'm walking weird, I should walk regular, and then my regular is like weird, and I'm like, oh my god, like my heart starts, it just gets crazy. And so yeah, that started to manifest like real big, to where it became a problem. Like I almost never wanted to like leave the house, and I went to work and stuff, but I never wanted to like go out. I never wanted to do anything. And so I like made an appointment with like a therapist, I guess you can call it a therapist, counselor, I don't know, and I went to talk to her about it, and I almost canceled. Like that's the kind of stuff that I do. Like I make appointments for things, and I cancel because I build it up so much in my head to the fact where like I can't walk in, I can't do it. And it's usually not as bad once I get in there and get everything settled, like, oh, this was cool, this was not that bad. But I build it up to the point where it's like I like panic, and I can't go. So I almost got to that appointment. I went in there and she was like what made it so weird is I walked in and I knocked on the door, but the door was like a little bit cracked, and I opened the door and she was in there with somebody else, and I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing. I walked in on somebody else's session. So embarrassing. So I was just like, you know what? Because I was on time and she had went over on her time with the other patient and, with the other person she was seeing into my time. So I just figured like, oh, maybe the door is closed and I should just go in. Nope. She was in there with somebody else. And I was like, oh, that's a sign. I should turn around and never do this again. But I talked myself down and I waited. And then, yeah. She was like, I can tell that, you seem very anxious right now. Like, what do you feel like it came from? How long have you felt anxious? Is it like, what made you seek out, help or counseling now? And I was telling her, like, I think it's getting worse. And she, like, said it as I was saying it with me, like, you think it's getting worse? And I was like, yeah, like, it's to the point where I don't want to leave. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. And, yeah. And I feel like because of how long I dealt with it, and I'm still dealing with it now, I didn't really know that it was a bad thing until it was told to me, like, this is anxiety. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, so this is a negative thing. Because I always thought it was just like a part of my, like, personality. Like, I just panic at certain things. Some things I just can't do. I just can't go to parties. I don't like it. I'm just not that kind of person who likes to party. Like, I can't go to whatever ceremonies or these kind of things. I just don't like it. That's just not me. When really it was like this thing in my head that's making it feel like I physically cannot do these things. I cannot go. And I feel like over time it's gotten so much better. Even being where I am now, and because I guess because when you're working in a kitchen and stuff and like you're new or whatever, like you get a new job, you kind of have to get used to people. You don't have to talk to anybody, but you can get used to them and, eventually feel a little bit comfortable. But I never, no matter any place I've ever worked, I never feel like really, really, really myself. I always feel like I'm a version of myself. And then when I get around my family, my friends, then I'm just like, regular. And I try really hard. I mean, back then, like when I first started working in the culinary industry, I didn't try. I was just like, I don't really need to be your friend. I can be your friend here at work, and then if I see you on the street, I'm never going to talk to you. I don't want to. There's a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to do it. But as the years have gone by and I've gotten older, I've realized, you know what? Like, why would I want somebody's impression of me to seem like not genuine? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want people to know the real me? Because people think I'm super serious. People think I don't joke. People think I laugh, but it's usually like sarcastic. People don't think that I'm like open. Even like I can say like when I had my first boyfriend, like in high school, like I was never ever like my regular self ever, and we were there for like 2-ish years or something like that. I never was like comfortable. I always felt like I had to be, put on a certain kind of front, and that front is always like super 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 shy. I'm not shy. I'm not. I'm just quiet, and I talk to people I want to talk to. And in my head, I always made that to be like, well, I'm just not that kind of person who's just like super friendly. When it's like, no, I am friendly. It's like, oh no, I'm just not that kind of person who, it takes work to get to know me. And if you want to put in that effort to get to know me, then, that's the kind of person I am. And it's like, no, I just have mental blocks that don't let me do it. That don't let me talk to you. I want to, and I want to laugh at your jokes, and I want to tell jokes. I got jokes for days, but I just can't do it. So I feel like over time, because I've gotten older and because I've like done research and read about it and prayed about it and, figured these things out, that it's become so much easier. I thank God for that, because I know some people deal with this to the point where it's like you have to get help because you can't physically leave your house anymore. Or there's times where it's so bad that you can't go anywhere and you can't talk to anybody. You can't tell anybody about it because they're going to think you're weird. And you already feel so weird. So it's like, yeah, I'm glad. I thank God a lot that he's allowed me to kind of be in this kind of mental state, but still functional. Because I know a lot of people, there's some people who are not functional in it. Or sometimes it's just like, okay, it's going to be a month and I'm just going to stay in my house and I'm not going to get up. I'm just not going to do it. So yeah, that's a little bit about my anxiety. I guess I'm just gonna keep doing this as a series, you know, of things that I've had to deal with, that I've gotten over, that God has let me get over, because I've been to therapy, but I've never really done in-depth work. That's what I'm working on right now. Me and my husband are doing it, you know, individually. We're also doing it, you know, couples therapy and all that kind of stuff, because I don't want to carry this stuff over, and I don't want to like self-diagnose myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say that, oh, I fixed myself and that's it. I want to see, like, I want to have a better life. I want to live, you know, a better life and more free than I am right now, because I feel great now, but I'm still dealing with these things every day. And I want to see if there's a point where maybe I don't have to deal with it, and if I do, maybe it's, you know, I can overcome this to the point where it's like in the past. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it if it does. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and the next one's going to be up really soon, because I want to get this off my chest now. So thank you for watching, and see you soon.